Hello and welcome to another Delboy random gameplay video. Now, I've been looking for a while for games that give me that sentimental itch, that game that makes me reminisce about things I used to play in the past, but I want that slick feeling that I get when I pick up a new game. So I've mentioned this probably before, a game basically with a foot in the past but with the visuals of today. And I've come across some very special games in my previous videos. This one has been introduced to me by a good friend called Denny, who's got his own channel, and he happened to listen to one of my blogs, and I happened to be talking about a game called Tajati, which I was explaining in my blogs, that it was a sort of a Defenderish type game. So he messaged me and said, "Oh, have you ever heard of Defenstar?" which is what this game is called. And I said, "No." He sent me a link. I watched a trailer for it and instantly sort of like fell in love with it. The blurb for the game basically says it's inspired by Defender, Datastorm, and Drop Zone. And as soon as Drop Zone was mentioned, and our recent loss of Archer McLean as a very talented coder just before Christmas, I instantly thought, I've got to play this game. It's by a company called Plainix. Hopefully I didn't pronounce that too badly. And it is literally $3. So playing it once, I would definitely say that this is Datastorm. In a nutshell, Datastorm was the 16 bits homage to Drop Zone, with a Defender craft. And this one has 50 levels, 25 hostiles, and bosses every so few levels. The other thing it has is an enhanced weapon system. So you pick up little orbs and it will enhance your guns. There are missiles and lasers and a boost. The game works on a shield system, but is simply the arcade, 3 lives and then you are dead. That's pretty much it. If you don't know what Defender, Datastorm and Drop Zone are, I would definitely recommend that you look those up. And we're just going to do what we always do, which is just go through the menu system. So you've got Start Game, as you can see, and then if I go into Options, you've got literally very little. There is a level start, which doesn't give you many options until you start playing the game. Once you play the game and you get further through the levels, then basically you can start at higher levels. It does have keyboard controls. Those keyboard controls are mappable. The thing you need to remember with keyboard controls is it is a little bit unforgiving with Defender, but is mostly the preferred method to be using for Defender. It has 4 keys for up, down, left and right, and 4 keys for the fire, laser, boost and nuke buttons. Joystick settings are exactly the same. You can use a standard joystick or you could basically use a gamepad, and the sound settings, literally if I go into it you will see it just alters the music and the sound effects. And there's an exit. That pretty much is it. And so we're going to just play a game. I'm going to see how far I can get. I've literally played 2 games of this. The first one to see how far I could get, the second one just to check out the levels, which I didn't even complete. I pressed escape once I'd got the levels set up for this video. So let's go. Click on start. Ready for level 1. So just like all those games that I just mentioned before, you rescue the humans, or in this place spheres. They're all at the bottom and you need to get them to this portal. So that is not like Defender, but is very much like Drop Zone and Data Storm. And then basically, when you feel that you've had enough, you need to start going around destroying them. Now, the one thing I did notice about this is, although it's lovely lush graphics, some of the graphics are a tad small. But you get used to it, and they're basically, because it works on a shield system, these little creatures won't really give you too much of a headache. The little carrier crafts, when you shoot them, they leave a little power up for you. And there's no more pods left, so now it's just simply look at the scanner at the bottom, find the last of the enemies, blow them all to hell. There we go, level completed. And pretty much this is rinse and repeat. Just do it again, repeat. Until you get to a level where there'll be a boss. So you might ask yourself, what is it about these sort of games that basically keep you interested? For me, it's all about the frenetic action. It's all about, is there something that I want to play for a couple of minutes because literally I've got to be somewhere and I really feel like I need to shoot something down, and that's where this game comes in. In the early days when Drop Zone was coming out, it was about the speed, but it was also the fact that it was incredibly slick. The scrolling was great. It had smart bombs, lots of little different creatures. You couldn't sort of like stay still. Defender was all about, to me, accuracy and control. It was merciless. You really are punished in that game if you basically don't pay attention. As you can see, I pick up these weapons and I get things like double fire and single fire. They don't last very long. I think everything is at the bottom so that you can see how far away you are from your shield being depleted, your weapons can be depleted, and how many lives you've got. So I think everything really is on the screen, and the scanner, like I say, pretty accurate from what I can see. Now you might think to yourself, if you just go along the bottom and pick these up, surely there isn't very much of a difficulty in this. Well, the programmers have thought about that. Later on, there are creatures that build gunners that fire up. So basically you can't zoom along the bottom and think everything's going to be okay, because that's not going to work. You can see the creatures are getting a little bit more hostile, a little bit more faster. Oh, I went into a couple of those. Need to be a bit careful, I think. I always find those bouncing ones to be a real hard. Yeah, now I'm firing with a little bit more. Can't be too far now away from the end. Look at the scanner, there it is at the top. Brilliant. So far so good. Now this, when I played this first game, I didn't find it too difficult the first couple of waves. It really ramped up later on. I can imagine that people that are very adept at these games will be starting at a level higher than 1 to 3. 1 to 3 really is a baby, get used to the controls type level. I'll just show you how fast boost is in a minute. Here we go. There's boost. You can see if you don't get these creatures with the right weapon, you really will find that you're swamped, because a single little pea shooter trying to fire at 4 or 5 creatures that zoom about as fast as these do, you're just not going to survive. Whoa, I've lost my first life, level 4. Here we go, get ready. Oh, and just to let you know, you do start again from the beginning of that level. Whoa.
No bugs left.
So I got a funny feeling that basically I just had very little shield left from the other levels. So that when I started level 4, I just basically didn't have next to nothing for me to continue that level. I might be wrong. Seems to be a lot more enemies on level 4. But I think you'll agree that the movement of this is very slick. Just so impressed. I think it impressed me in the same way that Data Storm did, being as I hadn't seen a drop zone type clone for a long time. Level completed, yay! Must be heading now towards the later levels and a boss. Pretty sure it was every 5 levels when I was playing it earlier. Oh, there's one more. Might use the boost. There we go. Now that was bad of me because I lost a lot of shield then. Whoa. I think they all rushed into me then. Ooh. I think that was missiles. Let's try those out. That's boost. Oh, running out of energy. Really could do with a cargo ship with some weapon. Oh, there's one. Good. Oh, those little blue ones. I always tend to find I have a lot of difficulty with those. We're getting towards the end. Oh, cargo ship. Good. Good. believe I've got a nuke as well. So. There it is. Where is it? There it is. And there's the boss. Here we go. Oh. Not too bad. I think it all to do with which weapons you've got left. More. Yes. So this is about, got one more level is about where I got to when I first played this game. Like I say, I think you really do need to start at higher levels. This is where I started to see gunners down the bottom. And that means you can't use that boost ability. Ooh. Ooh, don't think I'm gonna. There we go. No more of those left. Ah, you can see it's really starting to ramp up now. How many more lives have I got left? Level 6. Wow. It's nice to see that there's a little bit of variation in the backgrounds as well. Every couple of levels. As I say, there's 50 levels in this game. But really, it is all about the creatures. And as you can see, there's now some really smart, large creatures in this. And they are taking some firepower now. Oh. Oh God. Shields. Yes. Something to do with those. Whoa. It's a bit of a fireworks show. Yes. So I've equaled where I got to before. Marvellous. And like I say, I'm having immense fun here. So let's get some of these in. Oh, those big creatures. When they come on the screen, it's like, wow. I've got to fight you in a minute. That's my smart bomb. Hopefully I used it at the right time. Oh. There's the gunners that I was telling you about at the bottom. And as you can see, when you destroy the guns, they leave their bases behind. So just to show you what would happen is you would go along the bottom and bang, smack, you died. Fail. Last life. So that really was just to show you can't use that boost all the time down the bottom. So they have thought about that, because that used to be something that really didn't happen much in, I believe, in drop zone. I never really got high enough in drop zone to know whether that was an issue, but I did think to myself, well, surely if you just zoom along the bottom, nothing's going to kill you. Got no smart bombs, nothing left. Just pure gunplay now at the moment. As you can see, my weapon power is starting to go down. Didn't see that down the bottom. And there we are. I got to first place. Just put my name in and round up. Do I like this game? Hell yes. What a game. Definitely my sort of game. Is it the best thing since sliced bread? No. There will be always something about nostalgia that will turn around and say to you that when you played Drop Zone there was just nothing better, and then because that was quintessentially such a slick game, there was nothing to beat it for years and years and years, and you were looking at it with the eyes of youth where you were before. I've now played games and I'm in my 50s, so I've seen games like these come along every now and again, and there is always something better around the corner. Is this a bad game? Absolutely not. Now this is a simple start it up, fire like mad, get those high scores as best as you can. I am definitely a novice at this. Looking at the track screen, which we're doing right now, I'm looking forward to seeing all these extra creatures and what they're going to do. And to be quite honest, there are 25 of these hostiles. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I've only seen one boss. So if it's every 5 levels, there's going to be quite a lot of expanse in what these bosses are going to look like. And that's going to drive you forward to play this game as far as you can. This is definitely a recommendation from me to you guys, that if you've got any type of nostalgic appeal for Drop Zone or Data Storm or even Defender in the arcades, you're not going to go far wrong with this game at all. It is definitely a high recommendation from me, and that sort of like sums up this Delboy random gameplay video. Hope you enjoyed it, and let's roll on to the next one. Thanks very much, Denny, for pointing out a game that I really like. For all you guys out there, I'll put a link at the bottom for where you can purchase this game from. Thanks very much. Bye bye.